Welcome back to Kempf Fitness Professional. I am John and this is my demonstration Fausto. We are going to do a yoga pose for you today, and this one is the Crescent Lunge. One of my favorite movements because it is such a full body pose and it's really demanding on the legs. So we're going to start up in our half kneeling position. Half kneeling essentially just means we've got half the weight on one leg, half on the other. We're kneeling down. Okay, so this is our starting position. If we need to change the mechanics a little bit for leg length, we can totally do so if we need to scoot the front foot out a little bit. But essentially, we're gonna get strong in this base position first. Guess what? You heard it, pelvic tilt, squeeze the glutes, pull the belly button in, keep the ribs down. Now my spine is stable, my muscles are braced and supporting, okay? So I can squeeze up from this position, which is the next move. So from our half kneeling position, core's braced, ribs are down, glutes are turned on, back toes tuck underneath so you can push off the big toe, and we're just going to lift 2 inches. Okay, so we just press up into a split stance position. This is our first progression. So we're just coming up into this position without changing any of the orientation of the body. His torso stays in the same position. His ribs are down. His belly button is pulled in. And now if we want to take this to the next level, all we do is straighten this back leg. When you do so, you might have to step back a little bit further or scoot the front leg further, but don't lose the position of the torso. We want to be up on this back foot, so we're pressing the toes into the ground. Notice he's got a nice vertical foot here, and he's still maintaining a straight back leg. That's going to increase the stretch on this hip flexor for sure, which is going to make the pelvis want to dump forward. Guess what he's doing? Pulling that belly button in, resisting that force of the pelvis to dump forward. So you'll see on this side he's going to give you a front angle of this straight leg. As he presses up, the first thing he wants to do is pull belly button in, keep shoulders retracted, brace the core, maintain position of the torso. Then he straightens the back knee and presses up on the toes. Nice vertical foot here, getting a big stretch. How do we make this more intense? All we have to do is just sink in to the front leg a little bit more. Pull the belly button in, keep the ribs down, and just sink down a little bit more. Eventually you'll run out of room. Your hip flexor and quad will say, hey, that's all I got. You maintain, you hold, you pull belly button in, you take little shallow sips of air, and you try to improve the time that you can spend in that position efficiently. If you can hang out here all day and you're like, hey, this is no big deal, my back leg's straight, I've got a vertical foot, my belly button's pulled in, how do we make it a little bit more challenging? We take the arms, pull them up overhead, we can interlace fingers, point the pointers, and then again, work that depth by coming down with the hips. One key point here is don't let the front knee shift over the front toes. Don't let the front heel come up. We don't want to overload this knee and put a lot of stress on this little joint. We want to load this big joint here, the glutes and the hips, okay? That gives us a lot more pressing power and a lot more stability without overloading this tiny little joint. So don't let yourself fall forward. Maintain that nice vertical torso. Keep the belly button pulled in, the ribs down. Look at that beautiful position there, okay? He's stable all the way through. So this is your Crescent Lunge.